solar, and it's an IPO. The company is just recently IPO'd around 2 weeks ago at $22. It opened in a market at $30, and a week after it's trading at 45. Let's discuss, even if we didn't enter in the IPO or even at $30, is this company a $200 company? Is it a 10x company? That's something that we will answer today. ARRY Technologies is the leading US-based solar manufacturer of smart, cost-effective, reliable, and robust solar tracking and solar tracking systems for utilities, corporations, small businesses, homeowners. It's a pioneer in ground-mounted solar system design and manufacturing. So ARRY is recognized for its performance-driven products, engineering expertise. We provide solar tracking and racking solutions for any project, whatever the scale, location, or requirements. They manufacture solar products in Albuquerque, New Mexico since 1989. That would make them a 31-year-old company. ARRY Technologies has supplied more than 20,000 trackers to residential customers, and more than 2 gigawatts to commercial and utility scale markets around the world. Throughout their history, we have exclusively focused our efforts designing, manufacturing, solar tracking, and racking equipment. This special focus has helped their customers enjoy the highest ROI and the lowest levelized cost of electricity in the industry. So a couple of news for you today to know. Solar Power World is a good website. You can learn more about solar companies. Inside, I saw a news that as of January 9, 2020, Lightsource BP, which is a global solar developer, has announced a purchase of approximately $100 million in equipment from single-axis solar tracker manufacturer ARRY Technologies for a 1.5 gigawatt pipeline of solar projects. The investment was completed last December in the first phase in the construction of over 1.5 gigawatt of large-scale solar projects in the US. This represents a significant portion of Lightsource BP's projected build program in the nation over the next few years. This agreement comes after a recent collaboration between Lightsource BP and ARRY Technology on a milestone 200 megawatt project in Australia.
Okay, sige. Okay po. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah. So there, we are pleased that we have that certainty of equipment supply as well as cost savings for solar projects across the country, said Kevin Smith. Okay, he's the CEO of Lightsource BP. And they want to have an ambitious plan to deliver more than 4 gigawatts in US by 2023 in the next 3 years. So that initial $100 million of equipment would probably grow in the next 3 years. Now, it is an Albuquerque company. They raised over $1 billion in public offering just October 15. That was 8 days ago. They're a public company. They are trading on the NASDAQ. They sold 47.5 million shares at $22 per share, or a total IPO of about $1 billion. And they actually plan to raise initially they were just planning to raise $675 million, but because of demand, they were able to raise higher. ARRY Technology sold 7 million shares as part of the IPO. Their investment parent is Oak Tree Capital. For those who aren't aware, Oak Tree Capital, aka Mr. Howard Marks, he's like the value investor with a reputation as good as Warren Buffett. So Oak Tree Capital was an early investor of this company. They sold about 40.5 million shares in that offering, such that Oak Tree Capital actually cashed out at $22 with this IPO. The company is trading on the NASDAQ under the tickers ARRY. The stock was up 61%, trading at $35. Last I checked, as of October 22, that was yesterday, the company is trading at $44, or approximately 100% higher than the IPO of $22. On the public, which will help it to scale. It was founded 1989, and it moves the solar panels depending on the position of the sun, increasing the energy output. The company is actually one of the largest solar tracking vendors in the world, and it has been growing in recent years. More than 85% of the company's revenue last year came from US. So the company's large customers, however, is planning to be around the world, expanding their presence around the world. Very many people are bullish about the sustainability of energy, specifically solar, under a potential Joe Biden presidency. Biden has pledged to reduce carbon emissions from the power sector. The company currently employs 343 employees as of the second quarter of 2020. And these are engineers with expertise in software, electronics, material science. So ARRY, from after the IPO, is now trading at about $6 billion market cap. So this is a 2016 presentation of ARRY Technologies. The CFO is discussing their technologies at the Solar Power World since 2016. Why don't you watch this video? It's 6 minutes. Watch it with me. 5 minutes.
Hello, my name is Stephen Bushong. I'm Associate Editor with Solar Power World. I'm here now with Bob Belmare. He's CFO at ARRY Tech Inc. Thank you for being here, Bob.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So ARRY Tech has installed 6 gigawatts, right, capacity of solar trackers.
That's right.
3 of which are the system right behind me, the
Correct.
HZ version 3. So just getting right into it, what makes ATI one of the solar leaders in tracking tech?
Well, it's very straightforward. We focus on lowest install costs and lowest lifetime costs, right?
Okay.
And it's backed up by a company with 28 years in the business. So we've been doing this for a long time.
It's pretty long term for the solar industry.
Absolutely, yeah. And, we like to make it worry-free.
Okay.
And that's through our streamlined design, very few components. We'll talk more about that, I'm sure. But that's, our advantages are quick install, easy to install, worry-free, no maintenance type of ideas here.
Yeah, how does that relate to the utility scale solar industry? How is that helpful to those developers?
Well, in utility scale projects, they're so massive. You can have 1 million modules to mount, right?
It's a few.
It's just a few. So speed and accuracy and doing it right is really critical.
Okay.
And we've focused in on that and zoomed in on it. For example, with our new clamp, which is just 1 bolt, a third of the fasteners of other types of trackers, crews are able to install a module, a 2-person crew, in under 30 seconds, so they can zip right through the site. That speed translates into big savings.
Right, and I know you guys like to talk about how few mechanical parts there are
Right.
in an ATI system.
Correct.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely, it's stunningly the difference, between ours and other technologies. So the big number I'll throw at you is in 100 megawatts, we have under 190 electromechanical parts.
Okay.
So what that means is an average of about 2 electrical components for a megawatt.
Wow.
Other technologies will have as many as 29,000
Oh, is that it?
of those kind of parts. We do not use limit switches. We do not use these types of failure-prone electromechanical devices. It's basically a motor with a controller. The motor drives 28 rows. They can have up to 90 modules on a row. So doing quick math, that's thousands of modules driven by one large industrial motor.
Can you speak to how all of these different qualities of the tracker really solve, what challenges do those qualities solve for
Right.
developers?
Well, I think the big thing is, again, comes down to money and long-term ownership,
Right.
the value there. So speed of install, accuracy of install, worry-free, right?
Okay.
You're gonna get commission, you're gonna be on time, that, right? With our technology. And then there is no scheduled maintenance with this technology. These are meant to be 30-year life parts, few components, so you have very high predictability of what your annual expenses will be, if any, with
Okay.
this type of tracker technology.
And as a final question, I mean, we touched on a few different things that make this tracker different from others on the market. But what, in your opinion, are the most important differences?
I believe, as we've talked about, those number of components speak the story, about how you install, how inexpensive it will be to operate and own it in the long term.
Okay.
And I think that's what most are concerned about. They want to turn this on and forget about it. These are in remote areas. with very difficult to reach those facilities. So you want to turn on and forget about it, and that's what our design philosophy is, and it's proven in our track record.
And the other thing is, it's a great looking tracker.
It's a great looking tracker. It has no gaps. It's the highest density tracker.
Okay.
So one of the advantages of this tracker is it's usually at least 6% more density.
What does that mean?
So if let's say I only got an acre of land, you'll get 6% more power out of this because of the way it's designed than alternative technologies.
Okay.
Because you're able to tightly put the modules together. There's no gaps.
All right. Well, Bob Bellemere, CFO, Raytech. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Let me discuss to you why solar trackers in the first place are important, why they work. If you have a solar panel, you have to understand that a flat mount doesn't help you get the best efficiency for your solar panels. So of course, it might be intuitive or it might not be intuitive. There's a lot of do-it-yourself solar tracking systems as well. This was inspired by NASA. So a lot of other people are learning. Actually, you can watch this. It's a 7-minute video on how to make your do-it-yourself solar tracker. It's 6 minutes. I won't show you that to you unless we have time. But that was inspired using NASA scientists. And then these are do-it-yourself solar trackers. How much solar energy do you save with solar trackers? Make your own
in the previous project video
off-grid systems. So, I mean, why are trackers on the rise? This is actually a very good video. We will watch videos if we have time. But for purposes of our 1 hour time limit, I will try to make my first presentation before watching videos. We will go more on the company itself. I think you have to understand, okay, so solar power, there are a lot of companies that had added ARRY trackers. For now, you know that OCI Solar Power is another company client. They have a huge solar farm in Texas, San Antonio. And in order to improve the overall performance of their solar panels, they are equipping it with the industry-leading tracker technology and a block of bifacial modules, which will be used for field testing and data gathering. They are working with ARRY technology, ARRY trackers. As part of the upgrade, OCI Solar Power replaced all the trackers with new trackers from ARRY technology using the existing infrastructure. That was last year. Solar Power has replaced all the trackers with new trackers from ARRY technology. OCI Solar Power also worked with Swinerton Builders, an accomplished EPC company, and Kako New Energy, a pioneer in inverter technology, for nearly 9 months and complete the improvements. These are the Alamo Solar Farms in San Antonio South Side. So they began in 2013 and they upgraded it in 2019. It has a capacity of 39.2 megawatt for CEO of OCI Solar Power, but it is actually a very strong move for the entire solar industry. We're able to get the job done without de-energizing the entire project, and we are extremely proud of the outcome. Guys, because this is actually the 6th company in the Awesome 10X solar picks, honestly. A lot of our clients are already aware why we like solar, but to give you a gist, solar is the cheapest form of electricity in the world, and we see that renewable power will be the best investment of the clean tech energy, whether it be wind, water, or all of the kinds of energy that's available. Of course, solar is gonna be the leader with only 1 to 2 cents per kilowatt hour. Per kilowatt. Yeah, versus say wind is about 4 cents, water is about 6 cents, coal is about 8 cents. So you can take a look. You can actually verify whether what I'm saying to you is correct. But yeah, in India, they were able to hit 2 cents, 3 cents. Palo Alto, they got 3 to 4 cents. Abu Dhabi was the highest world record achiever. You know, Abu Dhabi is so hot, so they were able to get 1.34 cents per kilowatt. So just imagine, of course, the equator, all of the equatorial continent, the Abu Dhabi, the Middle East, the India, Texas. So they are blessed by the sun. So you are seeing a revolution on the sun. How does a solar tracker work? So manufacturers are always constantly improving. And one of the improvements to solar panels was to actually increase the yield or a higher energy yield per unit rather than existing models. So they use solar trackers, which unlike the fixed tilt, make solar panels follows the sun path throughout the day. So if the sun is moving, they also move it so that they always get that direct sun heat there. There are two main trackers. It's called the single and dual axis. Single axis solar trackers track the sun east to west, rotating on a single point, moving either in unison, by panel row, or by section. Dual axis trackers rotate on both the X and Y axis, making panels track the sun directly. So umiikot siya. It just rotates. Single axis trackers follow the sun east to west on a single point. So they make financial sense when the yield gain over fixed tilt applications outweighs the capex of the system. This is said by one of the this is actually another. Next tracker is actually another solar tracker. It's not listed, it's private company, but it's actually a competition of ARRY technologies. In the past decade, the cost of solar trackers has come down considerably with levelized cost of energy, value engineering, and overall demand for these systems, giving a 15 to 30% production gain over fixed tilt systems at the same size array. Tracking technology is not new to the solar market. There's a Berkeley lab finds that 70% of utility scale solar installed in 2018 use tracking systems. We know for a fact that there are more and more investments. In fact, in our analysis in the past, we've already uncovered about $2 trillion out of $10 trillion estimated investment on renewable energy around the world will go into solar. We're talking about $2 trillion worldwide. And we know that the beneficiaries will be plenty, and the ARRY technologies will be a part of that beneficiary. The more solar panels installed around the world, the more necessary they'll have to order equipment such as solar tracking equipment. You know that First Solar is our awesome pick, an awesome 10x pick in our inner circle. Take note that ARRY Technologies and First Solar work hand in hand in USA. So you'll see some news flow that I'll share to you as well. So ARRY Technologies said that in 7-8 years ago, trackers were either non-existent in a utility scale market or were just a small fraction of the share relative to plants being built in the US right now. Recall what I said to you guys in class. I said that in the penetration rate of the world, we're just talking something like 3% of the USA in solar. And we're seeing that that is on residential. So the world can grow from 3% to 20 to 30%, and that's just US. But the world in general, whether it be China, Europe, everyone in the world, including Japan, India, Australia, everyone around the world are investing, and so many winners, of course, when it comes to solar. So there is a huge alternative energy wave. It is a secular trend, and we're going to make 10x in these companies. So single axis trackers will gather less energy per unit compared to dual axis trackers, but with shorter racking heights, they require less space to install. So in recent years, with the rapid reduction in the global solar module pricing, banks developers are favoring single axis tracking systems power capacity to achieve PPA targets over other such systems like complicated dual axis applications that improve efficiency. Single trackers are initially designed to work like Venetian blinds with panel rows moving in unison throughout the day. Now, considerations are being built into tracking software to have panel rows compensate for diffuse light, adverse wind conditions, and row and horizon shading. On a cloud-covered day, sunlight will not reach the Earth's surface with a direct beam. It is received as diffuse light, which means that the panel facing directly at the sun will not necessarily have the most generation. It could mean that panels will stow horizontally to catch the diffuse light. In other areas where you will have a significant amount of cloud cover over the course of the year, there is some benefit of having the tracker at a flatter angle than actually following exactly where the sun should be. Similarly, with harsh wind condition, trackers are programmed to stow panel rows horizontally. So many colder weather, higher altitude climates are seeing the adoption of solar trackers, and as such, controller technology and stow strategy have advanced to withstand even cold temperature and snow loads such as Next Tracker. So guys, in the desert, sometimes it becomes very, very cold. So there's a lot of solar panels in Mongolia, in all around the world. It's a relatively heavy engineering lift, having a metal infrastructure for these millions of panels that can sustain all the different elements that is going on to experience over the course of 25 to 30 years. And then to also have it moving inherently needs to follow the sun from east to west. There will be some naysayers that believe that it is not feasible in the early stages, but at this point, that is really not the case for most companies. Guys, remember, since 1977 till 2020, it's already been 43 years. Solar technology has gone down. The cost has gone down 99 point something percent. So it is gonna be super mainstream. The inflection point happened 2018. Science have proven to us that since 2018, the most practical form of electricity in the entire world, the form of energy has to be solar. And all of the coal mines in the world do not have a life in the next 15 to 20 years. So since the Earth's rotation relative to the sun is not the same all year, with an arc that will vary by season, a dual axis tracking system will consist. So you can see that. So you can produce 30 to 45% more energy, software physics to track the sun's location, 10-year, 20-year, 30-year warranties. So we are going to discuss from their prospectus. ARRY Technology said that they are one of the world's largest manufacturers of ground mounting systems used in solar energy projects. Our principal product is an integrated system of steel supports, electric motors, gearboxes, electric controllers, commonly referred to as a single-axis tracker. That's what you've seen in video a while ago. Trackers move the panels, they deliver and generate up to 25, 30, 40% more energy, delivering a 22% lower levelized cost of energy, also known as LCOE. A lower cost would mean that it is more beneficial to the capital expenditure. Take note that Bloomberg said that trackers will represent 15% of the cost of constructing a ground-mounted solar energy project. Approximately 70% of all the ground-mounted solar energy projects constructed in the US during 2019 have actually utilized trackers, respectively. The trackers use a patented design that is their one motor to drive multiple rows of solar panels through articulated driveline joints to avoid infringement of their US patent. Our competitors must use designs that we believe are inherently less efficient and unreliable. So for example, our largest competitor design requires one motor for each row of solar panel. As a result, we have our products greater reliability, lower installation cost, reduced maintenance requirements, and competitive manufacturing cost. Our core US patent on a linked row rotating gear drive system will not expire until February 5, 2030. That would be still 10 years from now. So we sell our products, our engineering procurement, it's called construction, EPC, to build solar energy projects, and to large solar developers, IPPs, independent power producers, and utilities. We often are under master supply or multi-year procurement contracts. In 2019, we derived 87% of our revenues from customers in US. 8% came from Australia, 5% from the rest of the world, respectively. As of the first half of June 2020, there were more than 17 gigawatts of our trackers operating worldwide, including over 14 gigawatts in the US, representing nearly 30% of the total utility scale solar generation capacity installed in US. In my view, guys, the solar capacity in the US will go from current to about 10, at least 4 to 10x. So you should be seeing ARRY hit revenues about 4 to 10x revenues in the next 5 years. So they will really benefit on that extra capex. We are a US company and our headquarters are in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We have 343 full-time employees. In 2019, the largest job, I'm not sure if it was the largest, but solar panel installation had the highest salary. Not sure if it's the highest salary, one of the highest, and one of the ones that we're hiring a lot. So indeed, I see that if you're looking for a job, try to be an expert in solar because the world will really give you a job because the world will spend a lot on this form of electricity. The world will give you a job, whether you apply for Canadian Solar, for solar, Enphase, Sun Power, maybe ARRY Technologies, learn from them. Yeah. Let's take a look at the S1 filing of ARRY. So this is the S1 filing. So let's read it together. So our strategy and our mission is to leverage our technology people. We want to deliver product innovations, convert more customers to our products. So their clients are mostly the large-scale solar developers. Our strategy is to reduce manufacturing, installation, and ownership costs of our products through design, performance, and cost. We want to leverage our global supply chain and economies of scale to reduce the product cost. They want to grow their international business. Their historical focus has just been the US, given the size of US, the attractiveness of the market. However, they believe that they can also secure and deliver on orders globally. We believe that the share of international solar energy projects that use trackers has a potential to increase to the same level as US because the trackers deliver the same benefits beside and outside the US, many who develop and construct the projects globally. So I've seen the projects abroad, like you see, you know that we advertise and we said we like Canadian Solar. They've got a lot of projects in Japan, I forgot everything. I just remember Japan, sorry. But the point is that there are projects in India, in Australia. So, worldwide, it's happening. They want to create new revenue streams for their large installed base. They want to also introduce a targeted set of offerings such as hardware and software upgrades, maintenance, warranty plan, generating high margin and recurring revenues. So they will expand into several adjacent markets through acquisition. We are currently evaluating markets that are used in solar energy projects as well as other types of mounting used in electrical infrastructure. We may enter these through acquisition. What are the risks? The first risk is that solar energy projects will grow at a slower rate. This one is something that I don't believe in, but yeah, that is a risk. They also said that another risk was they might fail to maintain their current IP, which is 10 years from now, right? So that's still 10 years. So I'm okay with that. We may need to defend themselves from infringing their IP, selling or using their technology without paying them. That's also a possibility. Yeah, there's a lot of copycats in the world. Interruption of the flow of materials from our supply chain, the COVID pandemic, the changes in the US environment. So it's all about policies. You and I both know that California, the Republic of California wants by 2035 and 2045, we should go all electric vehicles. So within about 15 to 25 years, you should be seeing more Californian homes and more US states to go from current 3% residential to about 30%, in my view, residential to be solar, and sun power benefits there, right? So we already identified the winners in that trend. Nonetheless, so I don't think so much about these risks because I think we already have uncovered those risks. Let's take a look at more of the opportunities that this company can do. Take a look. Okay, ARRY Technologies is using the IPO for, let's take a look. Okay, so you've seen their financials. Their financials will show you a growth. 2018 to 2019, very strong move. I do believe that in 2019 to 2020, take a look, it's 100% growth. we will see another 400% growth in the next 4 to 5 years. Maybe even not just 4x, but I think maybe 10x. So I think this is $100 company. We will try to buy this company at $40 below if we can, even if we never got in at $22. Cash is there, EBITDA's there. You could see that the margins are there. Let's take a look at those things. We will go to their website as well. These are just the S1 filings. What is it? I've seen the projects. I want to show that to you. Wait up. Risk. Dividends. I don't really need the dividends. I just want them to grow. So we already know what they're doing. Overview, performance measures. Okay, the revenue that we generate are from selling solar tracking systems. So yeah, I already know that. Contracts will be tens of millions of dollars. Okay, we understand that. So it's about, so this company, as you can see, made $500 million last first half. And they're going to have $1 billion perhaps next year and another $1 to $2 billion. So we're actually buying a company growing fast. And we're just paying at about 6 to 7 times multiple. I'm okay with that. Sure, if you can buy it at 5 times multiple below, even better. But for companies like this, I would be okay to buy it. This is ARRY Technologies. If you can buy it at $40, it's 44 last night. I'd say that this will continue going higher, but any flags at about 42 to 38, we'll try to buy this company. So we're more on the long-term thinking. So yeah, I think that this is a company that we like to put in our awesome 10x portfolios, about 3%, given that from 22, it already went 44. You might see some from Oaktree sell more shares in the market. So we might be able to get a cheaper entry. So gross profits, the company, let's see, revenues, I see that already. They want to develop new products. It's fine. Product cost, some of these costs, okay la, that's fine. OPEX, debt. Gross profit is about, so from $11 million, they made $150 million. So it's just scaling up. Their profits are growing 200%. Their margin from 140 to 550, that would be about 30%. 30% gross margin, not bad. Strong net income because they are scaling very well. We are seeing a growth company here. 10x returns on their net income, very good, from 7.9 to $8.87 million. It's a very profitable company, very cash-rich company. You can actually buy at 44 tonight, but just have some money at 39, 40 in case you can enter further. So sometimes kasi it's very hard to really just get a low price on great companies. So actually the inner circle, for inner circle, I'm not sure if you've been reading my Slack. I said in Slack since Saturday, Sunday last week that I want you to study ARRY Technologies. So ARRY Technologies is a solar IPO that I do like. Solar mounting systems. The solar energy systems can be roof mounted or ground mounted. You could see these are the rooftop. This is the ground mounted. So about 75%. This is what their market is. And then you've got trackers and you've got fixed tilt. So this is their market. Demand for ground mounting systems is driven by installation of new ground mounted solar energy projects. Demand of our products is a function of the percentage of these installations that use trackers as opposed to fixed tilted mountain systems, representing 10 to 15% of the total solar energy project. So the US solar market is the fastest growing form of electricity. In just the last 5 years, the installations grew 20%, representing 22% of all new generation of 1 megawatt brought online. You could see that the growth rate in the next 5 years or 4 years, annual installation is expected from 10.9 to be 19.5 megawatts. So basically a double so far. But we think actually that might be a small assumption. It could be bigger. We believe that the key drivers will be, of course, an expansion of the state regulations requiring a proportion of energy sold in the state to come from renewable resources. That is true. 30 US states has already stated that a certain percentage of electricity must be coming from renewable because we need to save our planet Earth. We need to get rid as much as possible of fossil fuel if we can. Now, we can't get rid of it tomorrow, but we can get rid of it in the next 10 to 15 years. If you want to join the revolution, you have to invest in solar companies. An increasing number of these states in the District of Columbia have already passed legislation, executive orders targeting 100% renewable or clean energy by 2050 or earlier. I have been showing to you that Toyota, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, Apple, a lot of the big corporations in the world have pledged a solar carbon-free world. They said neutral carbon. China is the biggest proponent of a neutral carbon world. So yeah, I would say that this is a very strong secular trend. We will decommission fossil fuel and nuclear generation. Agree with that. More than 175 coal, petroleum, natural gas, nuclear power plants are going to be retired over the next 10 years. We will shut them down, representing 134 gigawatts of generation capacity, or approximately 12% of the total utility scale generation as of May 2020. We believe that a significant proportion of these plants will be replaced by solar energy projects because of the environmental benefit and the simple, practical, competitive cost. Remember, fossil generation is about 8 cents, 400% more expensive rather than using solar, which is about 1 to 2 cents or 3 cents if you're not a hot country. So maybe 4 cents, even 4 cents, 4 cents versus 8 cents. Take understanding that if somebody can produce cheap electricity, you're gonna lose if you're selling fossil fuel electricity. So we're going to also increase competitive energy of solar with fossil generation as measured by the LCOE. That's the lowest cost of electricity per unit, building, financing, operating, maintaining a power plant over its operating life. So that's good. The US Energy estimates that the LCOE in 2021 is 37 per megawatt without federal tax incentives and 28 per megawatt hour with federal tax incentives. That is so megawatt versus kilowatt. So that will be about 3.7 to about 2.8 cents, something like that, which is lower than the cost of building new power plants that burn natural gas or coal, lower than the cost of operating existing fossil fuel generation in certain instances. Furthermore, they're contributing to continued declines in LCOE. Yes, there are so much innovation. Bifacial modules, FSLR does well in that. CSIQ does well in that. That's why we like them. They are a part of our core portfolio. So even if we're up 50, 100, 200%, it's okay. For those who also invested in Jinko Solar at $22, $23, any drops near 40, we'll continue to have a buy there. Electrification infrastructure has been historically powered by fossil fuels. There will be an aggressive electrification of energy and uses such as transportation, space heating, and water heating. This will be needed for the US and the world to achieve an ambitious greenhouse gas emission reduction goal, according to the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. Yep. So this is also, I agree, a growing corporate and investor support for decarbonization. 245 companies have publicly disclosed that they will reduce all their emissions on the carbon, and they pledged 100% of their energy from renewables. So that's Amazon, that's Apple, that's all of them actually. So an investor of all the initiatives said that they will all a collective 500 global investors pledge that they will manage, and almost $47 trillion in assets have pledged to all the CEOs of large corporations that they will commit to a net zero emission by 2050, and they will build and reduce the carbon intensity. Thus, they all said that their portfolios will have a solar energy component. They said that, they pledged that. Yes. So, that's a lot of money going into solar. And it's good for us, for our economy, for the world, for the entire future of our children, and for our planet. Profits, planet, and people. Accelerating deployment of the utility scale battery storage. Yes, I agree. If we can finally hit that solid state battery, or even just what Tesla was saying about the solar battery, being able to store the million-mile battery done by Professor Jeff Dan, that would be also a positive thing for all the electric vehicles in the future. So I would very much support, and our portfolio expresses that bullishness. So we are actually a very solar specific, battery specific, a lot of electrics in our portfolio, in all of the awesome 10X portfolios. Now, the trackers are the fastest growing. Yeah, I already understand that. International solar market, I also know that. Okay. Overview, the business, the strength. Okay, panel technology as agnostic. All solar panels, whether you're choosing a Jinko solar panel, a Canadian solar panel, a First solar panel, or some Indian solar panel there, all of them are going to be able to design to work with ARRY technology. So it's platform agnostic, aka panel technology agnostic. That's okay. That means that it can scale. Track record of continuous innovation, agree. IP, portfolio, scalable with low capital intensity, got it. US separation strategy, got it. Products, okay, got it. Software, product roadmap, okay lang, it's fine. Customers, two largest customers are Blattner Energy and EDF Renewables. Yeah, I like this. You know, Electricity de France is a great company as well. I've been reading on that since last year. I don't have it in my portfolio, but I do agree with that. Yeah, so that's our customer. In 2019, our two large customers, Blattner Energy and EDF, which is an IPP, representing approximately 29% of our revenue, and we're the only customers constituting greater than 10% of total revenue we derive, Okay, got it. That's fine. Manufacturing, they have a facility in Albuquerque. It's 43,000 square feet. Got it. IP, seasonality, employees. Okay, the management. Okay, I got it. Jeff Kranz, Jim Fosaro, we got it. Okay. Been the CEO, career in aerospace, Okay, it's fine. I know that. You can read it for yourself. It's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You can read that thoroughly yourself. We can go to the website. So we'll go to the website of ARRY Technologies. Wait up, ARRY Technologies. Now I have time? Yeah, I have time, 6:17. So ARRY Technologies, let's go to their website. So these are their competition. Next Tracker, Solar Flex Rack, All Earth Renewables, Unirack, TerraSmart. It's okay. They're still one of the largest, so we're fine with that. News. I saw a news that they are working with First Solar as well. So they're a solar tracking company, helps orient a solar array, got it. Source, okay, got it. Wait, set to go public, 6 key takeaways, supplier of solar trackers, launches a roadshow, launches, well, they thought that it would be $100 million. They raised $1 billion. So that's good. 3 hottest renewable energy IPOs. Okay, solar base for solar energy. Follow the sun. Yeah, it's okay. What else? Increases deal size. Oak Tree wins. Yep. So congrats to Oak Tree. Wait up. I'm just trying to check which news I didn't read. Flex stock source on speculation that it could sell or spin their solar tracking unit. So another competition. Following ARRY IPO, we see a clear path by which Flex could unlock its stake. Okay, don't worry, I'll study that too. Solar trackers, who are the competition. Soltech, the most notable comparison. So the other competition wants to also go IPO, Soltech. So as you could see, when you have a hot IPO, the others also want to do an IPO because it's a hot market. Solar tracker Span in Spain wants to unveil a 150 million euros through an IPO. Gross proceeds, it will list on the Spanish stock exchange. Yeah, okay. It's planning late this month, late last month. We'll try to check it out. I haven't read that. I mean, I don't know the competition. So, but yeah, I would say that the solar trackers would be invested by the entire world. Solar market industry demand. I need to go to the website. Forget that. ARRY Technologies website. So we will go here, ARRY Tech Inc. So we're gonna go to their press releases. And I will show you the videos later on. Last na yun because you can watch it by yourself. I handpicked videos that I believe are worth your time. So inside the website of ARRY Technology, so they've announced their offerings, they announced their single axis trackers, I got it. Okay, smart track systems, rigid, okay, case studies, I got it. These are their clients, Lightsource BP, EDF Renewables, Big River Steel, they sign a long-term supply agreement. So those are the buyers. They got to win a Lifetime Energy Achievement Award, Local Innovator, to Global Leader of Solar Energy. Good job. Receiving international recognized certification. These are all from ARRY Technologies, boosting real-world outputs. Takes the top spot in Australia's solar tracker market. Two renewable giants announce a new partnership deal. Okay, that's good. Let's see this. I want to see this. I'm going to read this. I want to see the big clients that they have. So they have a client with whom? S-Power, the largest private owner of solar assets in United States. Okay, so that is, what's this? S-Power and ACS is owned by a joint venture partnership by the AES company, a worldwide energy company in Virginia, the most diversified institutional investment fund managers of Canada, AES. What's that? Wait up, I'm gonna open that. Let's see who are their clients. AES, the AES Corporation. So utility, like the utilities would have to work with them. So went from 10 to 12T, going new time, all-time highs. Okay, I understand. They're just ordering from ARRY. Yeah, it's okay. ARRY wins in that deal. Let's see. I'm gonna check out more. Let's take a look at, I know that First Solar is their partner as well. I read in the news. So I think I'm happy with that because I like First Solar too. ARRY tracker shown to have low cost of ownership, high reliability, expansion in Turkey, new report in MENA region. That's good. LCOE savings for a 100 megawatt project. Yep. So you can see more and more about it. If you don't have it, I think that you can buy tonight at $44, even if even if it's 100%. I always tell people that if you are in the right trends, you buy the great winners because it's gonna be 3% of your portfolio. Yeah, just invest in winners. Don't worry about it. It goes $40 or $38, we'll buy more. That is a better entry point. So that's why we're gonna add 3% again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, that's how we do it. Best in class. Sige, I'm gonna check their investor relations. Just gonna have a big check, just a quick check. News and events, financial information. Okay, it is a $44 last night. It is one of the world's largest. They've got a presentation. They did the IPO presentation. Let's click view all. More information coming soon. No worries. I'm okay with that. Let's take a look at your news. Okay lang. I've read that already. I mean, it's fine. You don't have a presentation yet. It's okay. I'm fine with that. It's okay. So You can learn more. I mean, they've got a lot of sources anyway, leading the way to a brighter, smarter future. So let's end this presentation with one video of them. Wait up, guys. I'm going to show you a video I like from them. Oops. Video. Let's watch a video. So you can do a do-it-yourself. This is an interview of their CEO. On how they're improving. I think this one is better. So we watch this one. 6 minutes. Quick. PV trackers on the rise. Play. 5 minutes. 6 minutes.
This is PV Magazine Live. We're at the Solar Power International Trade Show in Las Vegas, and I'm joined by Ron Corio, the founder and CEO of ARRY Technologies. Ron, thanks for talking with me.
Hi, Christian. Thanks for being here.
And how's the show for you so far?
Very busy show. Not a minute to spare. It's been quite productive. Thank you.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So, I have some questions about the tracker market. It seems, every time I look, it seems like trackers are taking a larger and larger share of the utility scale market. And with the utility scale market in the United States growing, where does this end? At what point do you think trackers will reach saturation in both utility scale and large commercial projects?
Well, we've pioneered the tracker market for many years, and I think it's just an inevitable result of the economics of trackers. And market share is growing. I think market share will continue to grow, both on large and smaller ground-mounted commercial projects. And I think the saturation limit could be close to 100% for trackers eventually. The price of trackers is very reasonable. The power profile is very favorable. It extends the power production to later in the evening when the utility demand is the most, and gets the most efficient use out of the equipment.
Great to hear. Now, I'm used to hearing about trackers in the Southwest, certainly, but now I'm also hearing about large tracker orders in new geographies such as the Midwest, other places where we didn't previously think trackers were really feasible. Can you talk about what's going on here?
Yeah, it's just an extension of what I mentioned earlier, that tracker prices have been dropping. There's a lot of price pressure in the industry as a whole, and as tracker prices drop, the gain, overall yearly gain in the Midwest or in the East isn't quite as great as in the Southwest, but the economics still pan out for trackers. And the fact that the gain is highest in the summer, highest later, the extension of the production later in the day, especially in the summer months, when you factor in all of that, trackers become economic in more and more geographies.
That's interesting. The other trend that I see happening in the tracker market is I see it becoming increasingly diversified. I see European companies who I never thought would be in the U.S. market suddenly coming in. Can you talk a little bit about the competitive landscape and how it looks right now?
Yeah, there's many competitors, many new entrants to the market. ARRY Technologies has been manufacturing trackers for 27 years now. So we've kind of seen a lot of the approaches that are new today, that may not have been seen in the market until many years ago. I've been fortunate or unfortunate to be around that long and seen those things. So we have many trackers. The independent road tracker or individually motorized tracker is a new area that we see prevalent in the marketplace. So that's that's where the main competition is these days. And I think, the issue with that is to take a deep dive into operational costs, life cycle costs, O&M costs, reliability. With increased complexity, those are issues that I think people need to really understand, because this is a 30-year asset that you're owning, a 30-year power plant that you're building, and life cycle costs shouldn't be ignored.
Indeed. Now, you spoke a little bit there about price pressure. Can you talk a little bit about the price pressures you're seeing and what this means for issues like quality?
So there's a lot of price pressure, and that's a balance you have to weigh. Whenever you design a product, you need to ensure that your risk is warranted and your risk-benefit analysis is correct. So, we at ATI, we have 6 gigawatts out in the field. I think 12 gigawatt years worth of experience and operation. So we've learned a lot of the lessons over the 27 years of producing trackers. So, hopefully we have an edge on that. With the price pressure comes the temptation to increase risk, decrease material, take technology risk and the like. And that's all good. That's development and that's progress, but that must be carefully analyzed.
Sure, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, Ron.
All right, thank you, Christian.
And this is PV Magazine Live. We're at the Solar Power International Trade Show in Las Vegas.
Thank you for watching the Awesome 10X channel. Please click subscribe and please smash that like button so that more and more people can know about our channel. I do appreciate everyone who's watching our classes. This is a free Friday class. Please know that we have the Awesome 10X, just a subtle discussion. This is our website, awesome10x.com. So you can watch our classes every single day, something like this deep dive every single day, wherein we feature great classes. You can go to our courses, whether you are new, we can help you how to globally invest. We have a core training course. It's all under the package of just 2,000 pesos monthly or $40 a month. You can sign up. You could pay us in Philippine peso or you can pay us in dollar. There's a PayPal there. There's a BDO. There's a BPI. In the Philippines, we use Globe GCash as well. That's all fine. So inside the inner circle, you'll get access to our daily market insights and daily ideas on what you should do to have an awesome 10X portfolio. So the Awesome 10X Live, how to get started in your journey, and our systems, and get to learn about companies that you would want to learn from. So whether it be gaming, cloud computing, data centers, telehealth, so we do cover them. So that is something that we want you to learn from and probably make money in the best companies in the world. So hope you learned something, guys, and I hope you share to your friends and family. You don't need to pay us. Every Friday is a free Friday class. What you get is what our clients get every Friday. But of course, Monday to Thursday, we do cover a lot of other things as well for them. And we also assist them through daily chat, daily understanding, help them to, we help their portfolios. So we do that. So everything is here in our summaries. So I hope that we help you, and we wish that you could have your own awesome 10X journeys yourself. So learn